I don't like people with hats. I'm not saying they are bad people. I'm not saying they shouldn't have rights. And I'm not saying that they should be arrested. I'm just saying I don't trust somebody who wakes up, looks in the mirror and thinks, you know what's missing? A roof. Because that's what a hat is. It's a portable ceiling. And for some reason, we've all agreed to pretend that's normal. Think about it. You meet a guy, normal shirts, normal pants, normal shoes, everything seems fine. Then you look up, boom, extra objects. Why? What are you hiding up there? What happened to your head that made you think it needed accessories? Nobody ever explains this. Hat people always act like it's completely reasonable. You ask, why are you wearing a hat? And they answer, because I like it. That's not an explanation. That's the same answer a toddler gives when he draws a shark on a wall. You can't just show up with an additional structure attached to your skull and expect zero questions. And don't even get me started on giant hats. Huge hats terrify me because they are never accidental. Nobody accidentally buys a giant hat. That's a choice. That's planning. That's commitment. You saw that thing in a store, you picked it up, you looked at yourself, you nodded, you spent money, then you left the house wearing it. And no point did your brain activate an emergency meeting. Not once. And suddenly, the hat becomes the entire conversation. Nobody remembers your name. Nobody remembers your job. Nobody remembers anything you said. All anybody remembers is the guy with the hat. Imagine spending 20 years building a personality just to get defeated by fabric. That's heartbreaking. If hats are so great, why do people immediately take them off indoors? Interesting. Very interesting. And hat etiquette is weird. Nobody understands it. Sometimes you're supposed to take it off. Sometimes you're supposed to keep it on. Sometimes taking it off is respectful. Sometimes keeping it on is respectful. At this point, hat has more rules than international trade. And then there are people who never remove them. Ever. These people scare me. Because now I'm wondering, what's under there? A normal hat? I doubt it. Nobody guards a normal hat that's aggressive. You don't see people protecting their elbows like that. If somebody wore gloves. If somebody wore gloves 24 hours a day for 10 years, we'd have questions. But a guy wears a hat every day since 2009 and everybody just accepts it? No, I need answers. And don't say hat here. That excuse raises even more question, because now you are admitting the hat causes the problem it's protecting you from. That's like setting your house on fire and then selling yourself a fire extinguisher. The logic is falling apart. You know who else bothers me? People who wear hats in situations where hats have absolutely no purpose. Midnights, indoors, no sun, no wind, no rain, no weather of any kind, still wearing a hat. Brother, what are you defending against? The moon? The ceiling fan? Astral attacks? I need context. And hat people always touch their hats, constantly, adjusting, tilting, straightening, checking. It's like the hat requires maintenance. Like it's a tiny employee. Every 5 minutes, tap tap, still there, good. Imagine if I treated my socks that way. Every conversation, sorry guys, I'm just making sure my left sock is okay. People would call professionals. And then there are people who make hats their entire identity. Every photo, hat. Every vacation, hat. Wedding, hat. Graduation, hat. Funeral, probably hat. At some point, you are not a person wearing a hat. You're a hat with a person attached. The balance has shifted. The hat has become the main character. And suddenly, you see them without it for the first time. And your brain crashes because you have built a relationship with the hat version. And now you are meeting director's cut version. Everything feels wrong. It's like seeing a dog walk on two legs. You don't know why you are uncomfortable. You just are. And the craziest thing is how emotionally attached people get. Lose a hat, tragedy, national emergency, breaking news. People mourn hats more intensely than some friendships. I have had that hat for 12 years. 12 years? That's not a hat anymore. That's a roommate. That's a family member. That thing has witnessed major life events. It should be pay rent. Answer honestly. Why do you need the hat? Is it for warmth? Alright, fair. Is it for the sun? Reasonable. Is it for the fashion? Questionable, but acceptable. But if your answer is, I just don't feel like myself without it, then we need to talk. Because now the hat has leverage. Now the hat is controlling negotiations. The hat has become part of your emotional support system. That's too much power for one object. No piece of fabric should be that influential. And at the end of the day, I don't hate people with hats. I don't wish them harm. And I don't think they are villains. I just think they are operating under a level of confidence I can never understand. Because every morning they make the same decision, they stand in front of a mirror, they look at their complete outfit, and they say, you know what, this hat has been exposed for too long, and then they add another floor to the building every single day without hesitation, without explanation, without fear. And honestly, that's the part I respect the most, and also the part that worries me the most.